Hello and welcome to a new nitty-gritty of writing video. In this video I'd like to tell you how I record audiobooks. So I'm by no means an expert in audiobooks. I haven't published anything yet on ACX. I've just recorded some audio for my podcasts and things like that. But I'm going to go over my method to see it may actually help you. The things I'll also mention up front, I'm not an actor, a professional actor or a professional voice actor. I've done a little bit of amateur acting with the emphasis on amateur, so I'm by no means an expert in the acting side of things. So this is just a video showing how I use Audacity and things like that to record. The other thing I'll mention up the top is the microphone I use. I use a blue Yeti microphone, which is fairly standard. Most people use that. And the other thing to mention up the top is something I've had some success with is, you may have just noticed, I just turned the volume down. So actually turning the volume down on the computer and turn the gain up on the microphone actually gives you better quality results than if you're just if you have the volume up on the computer. So with that being said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read out a part of Green Star, episode 3, so that you can see how I read it out, and then I'll check back in. And as you can see, I've got Scrivener open here, and I've got Audacity open here. So I go into Audacity, and I just hit record, and it starts recording. It's a bit quiet, but that's because it's not recording on my blue Yeti microphone. It's recording off of the webcam because it's getting confused because I'm trying to record from two different places. So the next thing I do is I go over to my Scrivener file here and I just start reading. And I'm going to make lots of mistakes, so whenever I make a mistake I just go back and say the same thing again, and hopefully that will you'll see how that works. Previously on Green Star. I've been ordered to recap what happened in the last episodes. Human memory seems about as efficient as a sponge battling a house fire, and you all need constant reminding of every little thing. Anyway, Josie Stein got frozen in 2121 CE and woke up over 1,000 years later in 3535 CE aboard the UFS Green Star. The witless crew decided to make her captain, a fact that the previous captain, Paul, is a little unhappy about. Josie gave the hostile alien race the Kalmari a map to Earth, a means by which they might wipe out a significant chunk of humanity. She also helped a drug dealer learn how to build spaceships. All in all, my plan is going perfectly. Josie is working out much better than that hapless idiot Paul ever did. She started a potential invasion of Earth. She's assured the addiction of billions of humans. She's assured, that's a bit of a tongue twister. She's assured the addiction of billions of humans. I wonder what I can get her to do next. Okay, so that's just a little chunk of audio. So I press stop over there on Audacity. So there, I just recorded a tiny little snippet of Green Star episode 3. Due to some technical issues, the audio recording didn't work very well. So the next bit, I've actually edited a different chapter of Green Star. So you can actually see me editing Green Star episode 1, chapter 2 instead. So I'll show you how I edit. So this is chapter 2 of episode 2 of Green Star. So I've no idea what the audio is like, so we're going to have a listen.
Chapter 2. Wake up. Josie cracked open her eyes but clamped them shut again as bright.
I remember. I've actually done the start of this. So I'm going to skip ahead and do somewhere further on because there's no point in just going over already edited footage.
Josie wasn't sure if that was better or worse.
Josie wasn't sure if that was better or worse. So that's not quite right. So find out where I say it correctly.
Josie wasn't sure if that was better or worse than sounding just like her.
So instead of
Josie wasn't sure if that was better or worse.
Josie wasn't sure if that was better or worse. I select everything from the start of the next bit, where I actually say it correctly, back to the start of the incorrect bit, and I just hit delete. So then we go from...
Josie wasn't sure that...
Okay, that was wrong too. So we delete that.
The cheerful drawl of a hippie. Josie was...
So there's a long pause there, so we're going to cut that pause in half.
Drawl of a hippie. Josie wasn't sure if that was better or worse than sounding just like her. Who are you? Josie asked.
That's maybe a little bit long of a pause.
Like who are you? Josie asked. Why do you look like me? I thought it'd be reassuring to see a familiar face. I'm Dr. Carl Mangrove, but everyone just calls me Doc.
Now, if you can see, I've left a long pause here. That's just because I'm yawning or burping or something.
I'm Dr. Carl Mangrove, but...
Aha, so I've done a new reading of that line, even though it was...
I thought it'd be reassuring to...
I was able to make out what I was saying there.
I'm Dr. Carl.
I obviously thought it was better to do it again at the time. What I always make sure to do when I'm recording is that make the last recording the good one. So I never end it with a bad recording. That way I know that I can take the last reading of any particular line and that's going to be the correct one. Okay.
I see a familiar face. I'm Dr. Carl Mangrove, but everyone calls me Doc. You're aboard the UFS Green Star. Don't panic.
Okay, I'm going to take out that breath there because I don't want as long a pause.
Calls me Doc. You're aboard the UFS Green Star. Don't panic.
So another thing I do is I take out the breaths if I can, but I don't take them out if there's no reason to. And that's just because listening to someone breathe is a bit annoying, but it's not something that will kill an audiobook. So there's no reason to go through and do it everywhere. But if there's an option, if I'm going to take out some space anyway, I might as well take out the bit where I breathe.
A Green Star. Don't panic, but you've been frozen in space for... Don't panic. A Green Star. Don't panic.
So let's see. If we go here, it's from Don't Panic, I think.
Don't panic.
So I select everything from Don't Panic back to Don't Panic. Just press play to make sure that's it. Hit delete, and then...
Green Star. Don't panic, but you've been frozen in space for a long time. Josie nodded automatically. Over 1,000 years.
So, let's see.
Long time. Josie nodded automatically. Over 1,000 years.
So what I'm doing is cleaning up pauses and finding bits where I've said the line wrong and deleting the incorrect line and putting in the correct line. And that's basically it. There's not much more to it. If you have Audacity, it's a really good tool for doing all this kind of stuff.
How did you know that? Wait, have you been...
all of this editing takes a long time. So if this file is, let's see, about 16 minutes long. So a 40-minute file yesterday took me 2.5 hours. So a 16-minute file presumably is going to take about an hour. So I'm not going to go through all of that, obviously. That would be kind of silly. So instead, I'll go back here. One thing that I would mention, it's important to check out ACX's submission guidelines. If you are going to submit to ACX, even if you're not, they're very good submission guidelines. I'd recommend sticking to them. And be very cognizant of how good the quality of your audio is. You don't want to give some crappy audiobook to people. Treat audiobook listeners with the same respect as you treat a paperback or ebook listener. You don't give them anything that's subpar quality.
So that's how I edit audio. It's fairly simple. All I do is record, say the lines as best I can, make sure that the best possible recording is the last one so I know where to find it, and then I just select things in Audacity and delete anything that's not a good reading of a line. So it's fairly straightforward. There's not much else to say. So I hope it's been of some use to you, and thank you for watching.